Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's The Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
Welcome in, friends, to another episode of The Good Brothers. I'm your host, Mike Mercado, as always, joined with the one, the only, the good brother himself, Alex Mercado. What's going on, Alex?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Dude.
I got to start a little different entrance. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Everything about you is terrible. Alex, let's get right into it. Everybody knows what they're here for. They're like the Marshawn Lynch of movies. Y'all know what I'm here for while they're eating Skittles. The Oscar nominations came.
Skittles.
Love Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
Snickers are better.
It's a different brand.
Yeah,
it's a different thing.
Whole different
subject. We did a candy show, Mike.
Yeah. Put that in the book.
Yeah.
Put that in the book.
The Halloween special,
Put that in the book. We have Oscar nominations come out, Alex. Let's get right to business. I mean, people love to listen to our candy banter, but let's go off. Let's go heavy hitters for this subject. Let's go start off with best movie. We had Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, Shape of Water, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Shout out to our boy Guillermo del Toro for getting an Oscar nomination.
I'm gonna claim this mine.
Shout out to then my
you
boy
didn't like Pacific Rim,
Fine.
so he's not your.
All
boy
right, then
anymore.
you know what? Screw you. My boy Christopher Nolan finally getting his overdue Oscar nomination for Dunkirk. Really cool to see.
Did he get a lot of love for Inception already?
No, he didn't get nominated. He got love, but he never got nominated for it. And
he's not gonna win. It don't matter.
Yeah, right.
It's like a 2 or 3 person race.
And Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, which was for best director.
Let's talk about our first drama because we talked about this earlier. Mm-hmm. My brother here, ignorant, thought Logan got snubbed, and I'm like, Logan's lucky to have gotten what it got. We'll get to what it got nominated for. It should not have been a Best Picture. It was a good superhero movie. I think Wonder Woman's more important. If we're going to talk Oscar noms and overall, I don't think Logan deserved one of those picks. There's probably other movies that deserve that pick. Wind River deserves that pick before Logan.
I'll top you one. I think the one movie that deserves slot number 10 is Baby Driver. That is my personal.
Okay. But he said Logan earlier, and it upset me.
But that was my fandom. Like that's the one I was rooting for. That was like that was the creed of this year.
We got This Is Me. Hugh Jackman was in that movie. That's kind of cool with The Greatest Showman. That song got nominated, which I called
very interesting. So yeah, really, I'm really interested to see how this race goes on. We'll keep our eye on this post because we're going to see.
Basically, it's either, if we're going off other awards, Shape of Water or Three Billboards.
Yeah, and these things can change because there's more award seasons to come around. So, like, if Phantom Thread maybe makes it late push, so
I think there's another one.
We have time to look at that.
So super early pick because we're not going to go into these movies until Oscar week. I'm going Shape of Water.
Same here.
Yeah.
If this was
as of right now, we're going off pure politics and pure the way it looks.
For your sports fans, this is the best way I could put it. Imagine this is the preseason and there's early bookings out, and you're just kind of looking at what the bets are and where.
Like you're gonna usually bet on Gilmore, New England. Like going into it, they kind of we knew it was gonna be this year.
But you kind of want to look for like a nice little dark horse, and maybe you could find something. Which we're getting to best directors. We're excited for. We've mentioned 3 of them already: Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. You had Guillermo del Toro for Shape of Water. Jordan Peele, shout out Jordan Peele for Get Out. Get Out getting a lot of love. And the dark horse, I think the dark horse that's not named Christopher Nolan or Guillermo del Toro is Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. We'll see what it does with the.
Obviously, that one's very mixed because there's either people that like hated it or think it's the greatest.
But it goes back
ever.
to your point, though. Let's see what happens with a few more of the award seasons.
I mean, my biggest thing with it is with Get Out, and like I'm glad people were surprised. Maybe the cynic in me is like, guys, like after what's going on in Hollywood, like they had to kind of give him these awards. Not that he doesn't deserve it, because he did. But I kind of figured he would get this much love because he kind of had to. Like they couldn't have the drama anymore, especially with the Franco drama we're about to get into, because obviously that did play a slight role.
Hold on,
not
to
as
that
big as people probably think, but a slight role. So I think, like I texted you this morning saying, like it had to get nominated. Like they could not afford not to give that whole movie a ton of love.
Yeah.
And guess what? They gave it a lot of love. More love than I would have thought, but it got love that I assumed it would.
Where's your early money? Early line money going to?
Okay, I think it goes back to
very early line.
Gilmore's good. It's New England, but you got a nice little Philadelphia Eagles over there who look kind of good. Is Jordan Peele? Just because like he shouldn't be there, he probably is random that he's there. But I could totally see them saying, you know what? Let's run with that, because it is politics. Like, let's go today. It is a political thing. It's not, and it's not like there's movies on these lists that don't deserve it. Because if they won, I would not be surprised. Because Dunkirk, as much as it's a little dry. Director-wise, it's great. So, like, it's not like if any of these movies win, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna put.
But I think it's going to be Gilmore.
Guillermo del Toro, I think, is the front runner.
They have to give it to him.
But if you're asking me for like Mike, who's that like that? If you put a couple bucks in there, it might pay off for you. I think Christopher Nolan might get extra love.
Honestly, I think Nolan's just not. It's like he's going to be so middle tier that he cancels himself out.
I think Nolan
Like
actually.
it's not too out of left field, but it's not too obvious.
I actually think it's only a 2-person race. I think it is between Nolan and Del Toro. I don't think anybody else is there.
I think honestly, if I'm paying bet, it's Del Toro. I don't think it really is that big of a race like somebody's doing. I think when it comes to director, that's the easiest one at the moment.
Ooh, I think you're crazy. But
I could see them screwing over Shape of Water and giving one of those awards to Gilmore. He's getting one.
Let's hold on because I have a theory about Shape of Water, but I'll wait until I'll wait on it because I think it's a little tinfoil hat. Best Actress, Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post.
Anyone but Streep. Flip a coin. After that, roll dice. Anyone but Streep deserves to win it.
I think it's going to go to Frances McDormand
because
that's
the easy
pick.
He's been doing it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sure. I don't mind either or any of them, except for if Meryl Streep wins, I'm going to be very upset because at this point, like, you do have to judge previous work, and it's not like she's getting better. She's not getting worse. No, she's still great.
Shout out,
what have you done for me lately, and what are you doing to advance yourself and really hit that new level? Like, at least Daniel Day-Lewis goes crazy. I can appreciate giving up your life for that.
And speaking of Daniel Day-Lewis, in Best Actor, you have Timothy Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis from Phantom Thread, Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour, Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire, and I don't want to screw up his name. Is it Daniel Kaluuya? Yeah.
You don't watch Black Mirror. He's in Black Mirror. He was in Sicario. I don't think you realize that until now. He's the agent with her. He's the black agent. That's him.
I'm gonna have to go back.
He's in a lot of stuff. Like, I've been watching him for years. Like, he's great.
Strong performance and Get Out.
He's got one of the best Black Mirror episodes there is. Like the first season.
But
he's amazing.
I'm going to. This is where I want. Before we get into that, I want to get into one of the big stories of James Franco. This was I
guess it's a best actor.
A best actor.
You're right.
Because this would be the moment where would Daniel. Was this his moment where was he always nominated or did he get a late push because people thought of
do what you did with the whole tinfoil thing and people there isn't enough these first of all these votes were put in way before any of the actual stuff came out. Mm-hmm. 2, we are not on this show until we have disputable evidence, we will not go one way or the other. Yeah, I'm not going to say disgusting or innocent because I have no idea.
We can have our opinion on the crime itself and the idea of like
that's it. But like we're not even
right.
We don't know enough.
Yeah,
because what if he's completely innocent? I don't want. What if he's completely guilty? We're not going to do it. I think it comes down to that. Yeah, he may have got some love earlier, but that's when there was 10 different actors.
Fair enough.
Because then I go back to the simple question: who do you take out to put him in? And you don't, because they all those guys deserve it. Maybe Denzel. No one saw that movie.
But it's the Meryl Streep.
If no one saw that movie and he still got nominated, that's pretty good.
But it's the Meryl Streep effect where it's like we expected. So it's like if it were Tom Hanks, we could say the same thing and be like, it's just Tom Hanks.
Didn't get nominated.
I understand. That's a good point.
You know what? I think me and Mike will come back to that once we see the movie for the one he was in. Like I'm you don't hear much about it. That's the problem. So that either means he's only getting nominated because he's him, or maybe he was just that good in the movie that like, hey, he was good at least. 2 African American actors. That's amazing.
Which is really good. And that theme continues in just a little bit.
To it. So I don't think, sorry, off subject, Franco, I don't think he was ever in. I think it was just, hey, you were that. Because all we know, he's the 6th guy. He was the 7th guy, maybe.
Okay, I was going to say, let's say if Franco was 6 or 7, is Hugh Jackman best actor? Okay, nope. So let's. I don't want to delve into that because everybody's been talking about that. Who really cares? The big thing
wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Is this Gary Oldman's? Yeah. Okay, Mortgage, Gary Oldman's.
There's
only
one person that can beat him.
And it's Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay,
and I just don't think it's happening.
Okay, now speaking about 2 African Americans, how about in Best Supporting Actress, Mary J. Blige with her 2nd nomination for Mudbound? I know you're.
We talked about this back in the Netflix episode we did, and I loved Mudbound. I am so happy it got as much love as it did because she was really good in it, and the movie in general was really good, because I know it got a few more awards, like one or two more. So that's pretty cool. That was cool for her that she got some love, actually.
Allison Janney from I, Tonya.
Which is the front runner.
Leslie Manville from Phantom Thread. Laurie Metcalf from Lady Bird. Shout out to Roseanne. And Octavia Spencer from The
Who's
Shape of Water.
She's a sister, right?
She's a sister.
I knew it, yeah.
That's Jackie.
I heard, she's awesome.
Jackie's mom's the killer.
Jackie's the killer, y'all.
Scream 2 shout out. Okay, so a lot of people, a lot of pundits. So early betting, the experts, the books are saying.
Mike's doing quotes right now, and he should be.
Yeah, it's complete. There's no experts in this. There's no experts.
Like, yes, the people that watch a lot of movies.
But for people who watch who equate it to ESPN
movies.
yeah. So Leslie Manville and Allison Janney and Laurie Metcalf are your preseason favorites heading into award season.
One does a good job of being the ultimate good person,
right? And
one does the ultimate job of being the most terrible person, like mother.
But before anything else, shout out to African American, two black ladies,
you know what?
Great actresses.
Best Supporting Actress usually does that. Like, there's been a few years that we've had two African Americans.
Good.
And I hate that we have to talk about it like that with numbers, but it's just the way it is.
But you know what?
It is important.
We'll talk about it.
And then let's talk about Guillermo del Toro, Hispanic, director. And I guess for non-Hispanics, it may not be important, or non-African Americans, but because, I mean, no offense, Caucasians have been represented very well in Hollywood. But to minorities, this is important to see someone like you winning awards.
And it's amazing. Then you have
nominated for awards,
and you see,
which leads to best animated.
But like, think about it. Best director with Jordan Peele, and with Jordan Peele being a black man, Greta Gerwig being being a woman, and then in its own way, it's kind of cool because then you see Paul Thomas Anderson, who's just been somebody who's just a veteran of the craft. So somebody's getting rewarded for that, but it's also kind of feels like new blood. Yeah. And Christopher Nolan coming from such niche films, coming from the genre world, and he's finally getting recognized. This was a great those nominations are my favorite.
It's a change of pace because who's not on the list. Tom Hanks is not on the list.
Well,
Steven Spielberg,
Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese didn't do anything this year.
Well, I'm saying like best directors when we get these years,
like people that were up for nominations that didn't get nominated, even though they had a big name.
Sure.
So that goes to prove and that goes back to Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Thomas Anderson, where it's like, man, they must have done a really good job. I know that movie gets a lot of flack for being boring, but if Tom Hanks and Spielberg making a Post movie didn't get a plug, then there must be something to these other picks.
Now, again, I'm not gonna hold you to this because it's the preseason pick, but you feeling Lady Bird gets the pull, or I, Tonya, for best act?
Tonya, because I don't think it's gonna get any more love than that.
Okay, so Allison Janney is gonna win it.
Lady Bird is like a lot of it's very mixed. I think
because of the subject,
I don't think there's, except for apparently Paddington 2, which is the highest rated movie ever. But other than that, you're always gonna, it's either love or hate nowadays. Like there's a very awkward. There's no middle anymore when it comes to these Oscar movies. You either love it or hate it. Like last year with Moonlight and La La Land. I saw Moonlight. You saw La La Land, and La La Land's obviously worse because it's very pretentious. But Moonlight, after watching it, I even told you, I'm like, I don't know if I loved it or hated it. I'm like, I can't really relate to it. But I really do appreciate it, so I kind of love it, but I wouldn't watch it again.
At least it knows how to do musical rights by getting an Oscar nom, Alex.
Oh, did it? I'm pretty sure The Greatest Showman got one, too, and it's going to be Coco out.
No, it's not going to be
Coco. Yeah, because Coco's winning Best Animated.
I'm going to fight.
Let's do Best Animated real quick, because it's a one-horse race.
Coco.
Mike was a little upset that Boss Baby got nominated, but I kind of had to explain to him, because he doesn't see kids on a daily basis.
Sorry. This is what I wanted to say. Okay, so this was a conversation. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I really want to get this before I lose track of it. It's not... I don't care that Batman, like Lego Batman, was this, that, or whatever. This is the fact. It was a great story. It was funny. It was well done. How is it not nominated for Best Animated Picture? And the Lego Movie wasn't nominated either. There's one thing when like Wreck-It Ralph doesn't win it, which is a travesty, but then there's something when it's not even nominated, but like Fernandad is, and I'm not going to hate on Fernandad. I'm not.
I heard it was nice.
Yeah. But what I'm saying though is like, where is that line like between giving due justice for quote unquote justice?
I think with your rose-colored glasses for Lego Batman, of course, people. It's Batman.
I love the Lego movie.
I do too. That one's more of a. I think that one was more at a time thing. We're like, damn, we didn't expect it to be this good. And I don't think Lego Batman lives up to the Lego Movie. I don't think. I haven't seen the two other foreign ones, so I'm not going to count those. So you count the three: the Boss Baby, Fernandad, and Coco. Coco's going to win. Let's take it out of the list.
Yeah.
Boss Baby's more important. Boss Baby was better. Boss Baby had more money. Boss Baby's more recognizable. Like, you can't go around kids that everyone knows Boss Baby quotes.
So then and
it's Alec Baldwin stuff. I think
so. The Minions should win. So the Minions should win an Oscar and be nominated for.
They've been nominated for Despicable Me.
Well, that shows just how small
And
the field is.
Well, Despicable Me's are great movies, actually.
Well, the first one is.
First two.
Fair.
First two are.
Okay.
Mofo. Don't Minions is one thing, but Minions didn't get nominated. Despicable Me 1 and 2 did.
Despicable Me
so take
1
it back
is
a
good.
notch.
Yeah.
And I know you like Lego Batman, but Boss Baby, it's through the parent test. If you had to sit down, your mother and father are normal people, they're gonna watch Boss Baby over Lego because Legos are. It's very niche. And I get Lego Movie, but Lego Batman, I don't think deserves one of those spots.
Well,
I don't think so. Like,
I think you and I are
the
gonna.
script is fine, but it's very neat. Like, if you don't know all the Batman lore of it, you're not having as much
I think
fun
we're gonna.
with it.
I think we're gonna disagree about that one all season long. But
One of us
we'll
works
see.
with children. One of us works with equipment.
And knows.
You take your
and
pick,
has his finger on the pulse of social media. Alex, Best Supporting Actor, William Dafoe, The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This one is interesting because you have 2 guys in the same movie. Is it like in sports where you have 2 MVPs on one team and they end up splitting votes so nobody gets the award? The Shape of Water get its momentum of 13 nominations, and does it win with Richard Jenkins? You have Willem Dafoe with The Florida Project. I mean, Willem Dafoe, is this going to be the Lifetime Achievement Award they're going to give it to him?
It's the full for pure name and the cancellation.
Or Christopher Plummer gets the love for what he did in
the love was the
9
nom.
days.
I think the love was the nom. The
Interesting.
love was the nomination.
Interesting.
He's not getting it. I think it's the full.
How about this for awesome, really fun nomination? Best Original Screenplay, The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A movie about an interracial couple. One made by a black man, one written by a woman, one made by a Hispanic, and one made by one made with just finding a way to keep it very homey but still make it big in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So you have so much depth in there. This one reminds me a lot of Best Director, where it's just so stacked, and it's just you see so much good in that. Do you see something in there that really intrigued you?
Nope, roll dice. Either
yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, that's what I love about the picks, like you said, is like, like honestly, I don't want to say I don't care because I care, but it's like I'm happy with any of those picks. You can literally roll a dice and be like, okay, that one deserves it because they all deserve it. There is no one on that list, and that's probably the most stacked when it comes to like. I really don't care who wins because they all deserve the win.
I will top you one. Maybe you do about this. Maybe this is one. Best Adapted Screenplay.
Oh, no, because there's one on that list that I don't think it should be there.
So here we go. You got Call Me By Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, Mudbound. It's a stacked crowd, too. I think Molly's Game might get the love here just because...
I'm mad at Molly's Game because they should have gotten Chastain, should have gotten...
I agree, but that's why I think that one's going to win because it's going to win whatever it's in. It's in. Maybe. I don't know. But
as long as it's not Logan.
The Disaster Artist, we kind of talked. If you missed it, go back earlier on the show. We talked about James Franco.
From what I hear, that's the best one.
So we'll see.
But I don't know if it's going to be now the drama of like...
Unless Call Me By Your Name goes on a crazy streak.
Yeah, I could see it. I'd probably Call Me By... Because I feel like Call Me By Your Name, that's where they're going to get their win. Because they're 3 Billboards really screwed up Call Me By Your Name with those chances of it. Because Gilmore's kind of his own section, and those two are very like indie films. So I think 3 Billboards coming out like 2 months later really threw off Call Me By Your Name's like it became very forgettable because look at Armie Hammer, he got snubbed too apparently.
Yeah.
So and then I go back to who are you taking off?
Yeah, I know.
Like you may see Christopher Plummer, but not enough have seen that movie. What if he's amazing in it? What if he really is that good in it?
And for anybody, just a little more spotlights of some stuff. Best documentary feature. I only bring this up because you can watch Icarus. So I've been watching the other ones, but if you're interested in something that would grab your attention, if you're into sports and stuff, check out Icarus. That's a really fun, fun one. I bring up this one because it's another great moment in Academy Awards. Best cinematography, Blade Runner 2049 with Roger Deakins, Darkest Hour with Bruno Del Bono, Dunkirk with Hoyt van Hoytema, Mudbound with Rachel Morrison, which that's what we're going to talk about, and The Shape of Water with Dan Lawson. The reason Rachel Morrison, the first woman to ever be nominated for Best Cinematography.
That's why I think it's a two people race between Mudbound and oh my god, you said it
Dunkirk.
right. Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Because I think Dunkirk, like those are where those movies are gonna get their wins. Like if they don't get them, those I feel like those two are fighting for that one win. Because Dunkirk's not gonna win anywhere else beside there, and I don't think Mudbound wins anywhere else beside there. So I think it's a toss up. Like who are you gonna give it to? I think you give it to Mudbound because Mudbound visually. It's half the movie is the visual of it, and it looks dirty and disgusting, but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it literally is just nothing but water, mud, and farms, and there's something charming and pretty about it, even though it's a dirty South. Shout out to Mike from Breaking Bad; he's in there too, and he's awesome.
Nice.
And the guy from Planet of the Apes,
Yeah.
and a lot of people actually.
And then
it's a good movie.
this two things I think Baby Driver have a great chances of winning. They're in stat competition, obviously, but they're in Best Film Editing and Best Sound Mixing. I just bring them up because I thought
Dunkirk again, huh?
Yeah, Dunkirk in
That might be
Best
where
Film Editing.
That's where they'll get theirs.
Yeah.
Probably. Like switch it. Mudbound gets the other one. Dunkirk.
And here's the thing, but Best Sound Mixing. I mean, that movie was all sound. It was all music.
Dunkirk's all sound too, and it's about war. And it's nominated for Best Picture, and it's not going to win anywhere else. So it kind of has to win.
I'm not
So
disagreeing.
you're going to tell me Dunkirk's not winning any awards?
I think Christopher Nolan has a great chance of winning Best Director.
He
I'm
did-
going with Guillermo del Toro, but I
get it.
think
Hey,
he's in.
what was that old show? He did Batman, y'all. Like,
He
come
did
on,
Batman.
like, I get he did Batman, and you're gonna pick him for Batman.
Well,
Let's notice a trend, people. That Mike's
he-
really falling hard
He
for these
also
Batman
made
movies.
he also made The Prestige, which has
I
Christian
get
Bale
it.
in
I'm
it.
just pointing out the fact that you fought for Lego Batman and the director of The Dark Knight. A little biased, but I understand. It's okay. I'm looking at a Batman thing on Mike's wall right now. So.
I think you're being a little cynical right now, and I'm that.
Facts.
Alex, what wins? Mighty River, The Mystery of Love, Remember Me, Stand Up for Something. This is me.
This is me. Easy.
You're an idiot. Remember Me.
You know why it wins? Because, again, the Oscars don't want everyone to win the most awards because La La Land would have done it last year. And it won a lot more than it should have, first of all. But second of all, remember, because Coco's going to win for Best Animated Feature. If you look at the marketing of This Is Me, they are purposely doing this because they're like, we have one Oscar win for that song. People love this movie, Mike. Like, are you ready to admit that this movie's a huge success? Because
it is.
People love like, guys. A movie has not stood in the top 5 for this long in a very long time that wasn't Jumanji or an action movie. Like, people are seeing this movie. Like, it was one of those movies, rare movies. Rarely happens in movies.
It came out at the right time, though.
Well, did it? Because it had a
Christmas.
Horrible first week.
Yeah, but then
it is the movie to, like, maintain.
Because Jumanji killed.
Maintain. And it's probably going to be there after Jumanji's gone, too, for the pure fact of, like, it may not have had that number 1 spot, but it's hold on to the 2 to 5 spot for weeks now. And I think the marketing behind it's very, like, people can relate. The soundtrack is selling like Boo-Foo. Yeah, I think that's their award. This Is Me is their award. It's uplifting. They can do a big performance. You know Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron doing some performance. Like, it's going to be good. And they deserve it. They really do deserve it. If Remember Me wins, I won't be upset because I do love that song too. But This Is Me. Like, it's their race to lose.
So how are you feeling after this morning when we watched the noms and we kind of had a day to process it?
Better than like the last few years where you're
It
like,
feels-
they got
it
screwed.
feels really good, right?
They got like
Yeah.
quote unquote like screwed. You're like, but like I don't think you got screwed. I just wish there was more noms. Like it was a stacked year, and they like it was a stacked year. Like Armie Hammer, I wish he would have got one, but stacked year. Do you
Armie Hammer would have been really
There's a lot
good.
of people you wish, Chastain. You're like, I wish you would have got one.
James
stacked year.
McAvoy for Split.
There you go, the right professor. I thought you were gonna say something about Logan again.
No, but I think Patrick Stewart could have got a little love. But James McAvoy, the fact that that was such a
See, to me, it's they got their love with Get Out. Like Get Out was like, hey, let's not push it, guys. We're not gonna put two horror movies in here, guys. Let's take it back a notch. Like you're lucky we're doing this. Like let's not. Like it's like we're trying to teach an old person. Like hey, let's have one step at a time, baby steps.
We got a chance to really just touch on it, but now that we've kind of done some early prop betting for the nominations and the picks.
We'll do the official ones and write them down so everyone can hear how long Mike is. Because we usually do it over the phone anyway.
We'll do a bet.
And
we'll
last
make sure
year, I think we were pretty much 50-50.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I ended up winning with Moonlight at the end.
Yeah, because I had La La Land.
And like it was funny because La La Land won, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck you.
But what do you think? I mean, one of the coolest things I saw this morning is like I was at the radio station and I heard Guillermo del Toro for Shape of Water, and I literally did a fist pump. and like I heard Get Out for best movie, and I did a fist pump. Like,
Get Out's the one that, because everything else was very.
Yeah.
If you didn't know it, you must not watch a lot of movies,
Right.
which is fine.
But
That's why you're listening to us.
But the
I think
Get Out
was the
moment,
one, like,
yeah.
man, like,
Yeah.
all right, there you go. Like, because we saw that movie opening weekend or opening week, and we loved that movie. The theater was empty. No one thought it was going to be what it was. People thought, like, hey, this could be pretty good. It's solid horror movie. Like, people were going to put it in the list of, you know, what was that movie last year? Don't Breathe and Lights Out. And you're like, no, this is an Oscar-nominated movie. Like, and like, it's not in the category of it. Like, this is an Oscar-nominated movie.
And that's the one I was going to. I was
first time director,
Jordan Peele. But here's
nominated.
I had this inner monologue this morning. I'm like, man, was Get Out? Did I like Get Out more than I liked It?
Yes.
Man,
I did.
I loved it.
It was fine. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. But Get Out's an Oscar-nominated movie
now,
and in February. Like, it's like,
I know.
that never happens. Like, never, guy. Like, we're not saying like rarely does. We're like, it never happens.
But speaking
like just, everything was stacked against
but
it
that,
to not be
but
nominated.
that sentiment of this was a really cool year where I feel like it wasn't even fan service. It was these.
It was the right thing.
These were the right people were picked, and I'm like, and it's huge because it feels like it was earned. It feels like we are a Hispanic. A black man, a woman, they're on equal level with anybody. They're on equal levels with Steven Spielberg.
Even though we're not technically, but you know,
that's fair enough. That's for different
but, you know,
things.
Hollywood, it's a good start. I guess we can start somewhere. Right?
We got to start somewhere. And speaking of somewhere, I think this was a great place for anybody who's getting ready. If you do the pools at the party house, if you do a bunch of things for Oscar, you have an Oscar party just like you do a Super Bowl party. This is a great spot to kind of start off and get jump started through the season. We're excited to take this ride with you guys. Alex, what are you most excited about when it comes to Oscar season?
I guess watching these movies because like it really does help my list of like because there's a lot of movies and you might miss some movies. This makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, this movie got nominated for 12 Oscars. I need to watch it.
It gives you a list.
Hey, this movie got nominated for 10. I need to watch it. You know what? That movie didn't get as much love as I want. I can push off watching it maybe for a little bit because it's it's not like you're forcing yourself to watch something you don't want to watch because I love Oscar movies.
Yeah, and
I've gone every year. And I think every year I miss I give you a percentage. I try to watch 80% of the movies nominated. Mm-hmm. So if it's out of 10, 8. If it's out of 9, 7, like so on and so forth. Like last year I'd watch all of them except for La La Land and Lion. Mm-hmm. And I do not regret not watching those because I watched the other ones and I think you do need to watch some of these movies. And the problem is if you go into a very unknown, then that's where you get your Twitter warriors of like, they should have won for this. And then you're like, well, did you watch it?
Did you actually watch it? Yeah.
Did you watch who they were against? No. I'm like, well, then
you're just
like Moonlight shouldn't have won. I'm like, did you watch Moonlight? No. Did you watch La La Land? Well, no, but I heard it was great. And like SNL does a great skit about it. And it's like, well, then what are you
bitching
why
about?
Why are you complaining? Like,
right.
Just because you kind of know the meaning, like watch the movie. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you don't like the movie, but maybe that actor was really good. And you're like, you know what? Like maybe we watched that Denzel movie and be like, you know what though? He did deserve the Oscar. Like he did kill it a little bit, low key. So I'm just excited to have a list of movies to really watch now.
And exactly, I'm really excited to. One of my favorite moments is either when we get to do the initial reactions outside the movie theater, or when we text each other after watching one of the screeners and we're like, "Hey, I just watched this one," or "Hey, this is what's just going on." Just that initial hype or disappointment you get. So just keep it with us, guys. What have you, out of all these movies, which ones have you watched? Which ones have you really enjoyed? What are your early predictions? And again, this is one thing I say, you're not married to your picks. Momentum changes when it comes to these things. People start building it. So
that's why we're doing ours the Tuesday of and not right now.
Right. So we'll keep our eye on it. We're really excited. Let us know on the comment section if you're listening to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Like us on Facebook. Be part of the conversation at Mercado Airwaves. And, of course, everything we're brought to you here on Mercado Airwaves is brought to you by our amazing producers over at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Check us out right there. Subscribe, rate, review, like, and share us on iTunes, itunes.com/Mercado Airwaves. We got you if you use anything Android or Google, soundcloud.com/Mercado Airwaves. Alex, it's one of our favorite times of the year. It's not only Oscar season. Dude, this Sunday, it's time for the Royal Rumble. But before the Royal Rumble, it's NXT, baby. Let's get right into it. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. let me throw you some matches. Let's see if the Guru.
Well, Mike just did all the motions of all those people, and I don't know if I like him or want to punch him really hard in the face.
You love it. NXT Tag Team Championship match, the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish versus the author of Pain, Akam, and Razor, the Bebop and Rocksteady. So who do you got?
Not Authors of Pain.
It's Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Undisputed Era.
Extreme Rules match, Adam Cole versus Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
I got Adam Cole.
No, that's Aleister Black because he's gonna get the title next.
I think it's Adam Cole because how do you beat Aleister Black?
It's gonna be no decision. They're gonna knock each other out.
Yeah, with a kick to each other. NXT Women's Championship, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. Okay.
Ember Moon, but with like an interference or disqualification.
I'll go Shayna Baszler because she's
gonna get disqualified.
No, I'll go Shayna because she's gonna win she's gonna lose the title to Kairi Sane at Mania.
Maybe.
NXT Championship match: Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. Obviously,
See, that's what I'm so not excited for because it's like I know it's what we want because we want to see Gargano and Ciampa do the rivalry, but it's so obvious that he's gonna come out and like they could probably swerve us by like, oh, Gargano wins and then he comes out, but then that kind of kills Aldre. So I'm like, either you do what's expected, which is the right thing to do, and it's expected, and we no surprise. Or you surprise us by giving Gargano the champion, and then I'm upset that Homeboy didn't have a longer title run. So there really is no great ending for me. But it's NXT. They'll find a way to do some crazy where I'm like, oh my God, they somehow pulled it off. Don't know how they did it, but they got both in one. Yes.
So yeah, I always get excited, even though maybe the build-ups are never that great. I always feel like NXT delivers.
Like the build-up's never great. You just gotta wait till the day of, turn it on, and be like, okay, this is cool.
Now, I will be saving my predictions for what we're going to talk about right now for Saturday sports stuff here on Mercado Airwaves. You can check it obviously on Saturdays here on the network. But I'm going to get you because you're going to be down representing the show, representing your gym in Indianapolis.
Yes,
this coming up weekend. So let's get your predictions now, so that way we can.
Well, we're going to win because we're the best gym in the Midwest. That is why my voice is gone, people. And little warning that my voice will be gone occasionally when we do the show if I have a competition the weekend from yelling. I am a very energetic person and coach. We will dominate because we are the best.
Well, let's so save that because we're actually going to go through the card really fast.
Oh, there's a card?
Yeah. So they still have this up.
The Royal Rumble
Cruiserweight Championship. They had Enzo Amore versus Cedric Alexander.
You know what? They're gonna do some little Royal Rumble or little like battle. They're gonna do a battle royal. Sure. And then Cedric. It's Cedric.
Okay. SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Who do you got? The Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. 2 out of 3 falls match. Okay. Yeah. The Raw Tag Team Championship match, Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro.
Seth Rollins, they're going to win it because they're going to drop to Revival soon.
Interesting. Yeah. WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match.
I think here's my tinfoil hat on. I think Sami Zayn's going to win, get the pin somehow, and he's going to fight Shinsuke for the WWE champion at WrestleMania.
Interesting.
That's my tinfoil theory. It's probably going to be AJ versus Shinsuke. Shinsuke's fine, but I would love to see Sami Zayn because then they don't want to do a face versus face, and I think that's a cool way to do heel because then you can do AJ Kevin Owens because they still don't have that blow off match that you would think they have, or they can do a tag match between them and Shane and Daniel. You know, they can figure that out. But I also think Daniel Bryan's coming out of retirement. I think. I'm going to put out there, Sami Zayn's winning the title, Shinsuke's winning Rumble. We're getting that beautiful match from NXT at a WrestleMania. Because it's not going to main event regardless of what you do. It's not even going to come close to the main event. So what is it? To me, it's like, I don't think they're going to put as much like, we need this to be big. Because I think they're like, we just need it to be a good match.
Right. How about Universal Championship? Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane.
I mean, did you see the way they booked Raw? Like, it's so obvious it's Lesnar that it's like, it's so obvious like it's going to be Lesnar. Like, you're booking Braun this strong, and Kane's going to take a pin and get out of there. And then Lesnar's going to win.
Who wins the Women's Royal Rumble?
A Women's Royal Rumble? Is it Rousey or not Rousey coming in? Well, I guess I don't think Rousey's in. I think they're going to save her. I don't think she's ready. I don't think they want to do it right now. It's going to be... Oh, it's Asuka. Sorry, I forgot it was. I totally forgot. I thought Asuka was fighting Alexa Bliss. It's Asuka.
No, it's Asuka.
Because then I think you're gonna have Charlotte.
Asuka's in it, actually.
Because I think eventually Becky turns heel, and then we're gonna get Becky and Charlotte, or we just get Rousey on SmackDown. No, because she'll go to Raw. She will never go to SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I think it's gonna be Asuka. It has to be Asuka.
And then you're sticking with Shinsuke.
Shinsuke. Oh, 2 Asian people. Yes.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Or my second bit, Finn.
Okay.
Because I think they're building Finn up again, maybe. I don't know. Finn versus Brock, it might be a thing.
Well, I will let all you guys know my opinion this Saturday, right before NXT Takeover. I have no idea. Who knows? Maybe somebody else gets arrested. Maybe somebody else gets charged with the FBI for taking steroids. I don't know. Anything can happen.
The guy got charged with the FBI. See? There he goes again with fake news. Roman Reigns hasn't been charged with anything. His name got around. If I say Mike Mercado raped someone, now that's on the lair. There's no backing to it.
Take that back.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to add that.
Enzo Amore, which, again, I know that's out there. They already released him. So our conspiracy is they know something, but we don't. So we're not going to say anything. He probably is a rapist, but we're not going to say anything. Because if WWE released him, these are the people that hit Jimmy Snuka for 24 years. They must have something on him that they are waiting to get out. And me and Mike guessed this morning that an arrest will happen soon.
I'm also interested to hear this because you're a coach for young kids.
Oh, I'm glad you're bringing this up.
I was going to bring this up, so
no, you should bring it up because we should talk about it because it's very upsetting.
Okay, let's get into that gymnastics thing.
I'm just going to say it right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
I take it very seriously because obviously the whole MSU gymnastics team and the girls are coming forward.
A lot of Olympians, like
a lot of people came through there, like almost in the thousands. They're saying. Yeah. And it's for those who are not into like that sort of area, think Penn State for women. For women now. For women and a male athletic trainer. You know, it sucks. It really does because I've joked around with we make the joke as male being a straight male cheerleading coach. It is very hard. And it shouldn't be. But you do have to be cognizant of what you say, of where you pat someone on the back even. And it shouldn't be like that. But it's just the world we live in. And I'm always going to err on the side of caution. Yeah. Because you never want someone feeling uncomfortable.
Especially a child.
But it's just so upsetting to hear stuff like that where it's 15 girls, 14-year-olds. Because gymnastics girls, they start early. They peak earlier. Because not like men peak in their later 20s gymnastics. Girls peak when they're 12 to 14. It's a crazy thing, gymnastics. We'll talk about a different show with cheer or whatever. But, it's just very upsetting to hear that. You take 10 steps forward and then 3 million back. You're very proud of these girls for speaking up finally and we're finally getting this guy, and this guy's a loser, and he's garbage. But, yeah, I guess so. I'll let you go to your thing. But just to point out that, it's very upsetting, especially being a coach. These children put a lot of trust in you. These parents put a lot of trust in you. We're with their children almost more than there because they're in school. And then some of them are spending 15 hours a week with us. So they're trying to put a lot of trust. You're traveling with these kids. Some of them, their parents don't always come. They have one chaperone. And they're really trusting you to take care of their children like they're your own children, and I pride myself on doing that. And I don't have any children. I'm not close to having children, and I treat them like they're my children. So, yeah, obviously it's just very upsetting, but very good for those girls to finally put this guy where he belongs.
I think this is a great way. That was a great sentiment to end this kind of conversation. We keep saying it here on the show that we're here to be, your middleman to make sure we're steering the right way, but we're also here to talk about real stuff. And this is something that personally affects you. That it's on the mainstream right now. We're seeing it with the hashtag #MeToo. Time's up. We're seeing it with all this different times where society is finally catching up from its.
It's a different time. It's a new era. This, it ain't gonna fly no more. People and we're gonna old school way of thinking,
and we're gonna act accordingly, and we're gonna talk accordingly, and we're gonna make sure that
get on board or get out of the way. There's no more to hide.
So I think that's a great way to do it. So why don't we let everybody get a chance to digest everything? We gave them a lot of wrestling, we gave them a lot of movies, and we gave them a little seriousness.
Who's your pick for the Super Bowl?
I'm not gonna tell you because I have a show to wait.
He picked the Patriots. Because he's a Tom Brady lover.
I actually picked the Saints in the beginning of the season. So
I know about that.
Pick. Yeah. Who do you? I will see you before the Super Bowl. So you
can Eagles people.
Okay.
Tom Brady doesn't beat teams that are bad. He only beats teams that are good.
You're an idiot.
We'll be Giants twice. Eli Manning.
We'll be back on Mercado Airwaves.
Mercado Airwaves is brought to you by supporters at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
All right, Alex. So, real simple. Would you post on your Instagram a photo of yourself as a child and say, want to be one to first congratulate you on this accomplishment achievement tonight that you'll reach? Only a handful has reached, seen it too. And while I know it's never been a goal of yours from the beginning, try, in parentheses, please try to take a moment for yourself and how you've done it. The house you're about to be a part of has only 6 seats in it as of now. But one more will be added, and you should be very proud and honored to be invited inside. There's so many people to thank who has helped this even become possible, parentheses, so thank them all. And when you finally get your moments, parentheses, alone, to yourself, smile. Look up to the higher skies and say thank you. So with that said, congrats again, young king, one love. Hashtag strive for greatness. Hashtag the kid from Akron. That's LeBron James talking to him, posting an Instagram photo of himself with that caption from himself, talking about himself before he scores his 30,000th point. 30,000th point.
Youngest player to ever score 30,000.
Probably.
I think that's what it was, because it's very important. It actually is very important.
So the only reason I bring this up is I was going to talk about it on Saturday Sports Stuff, but more than anything, because you, and this is what I was bringing in, because you coach kids, I see a lot of people making fun of him, and it's easy to make fun of LeBron because LeBron, I will talk about on Saturday Sports Stuff, just a little preview. LeBron's the reason why the Cavaliers are as bad as they are, and it doesn't matter if he's averaging 34 points, 67 points, or 50. He's the general manager of that team. He's the reason Kyrie Irving's off that team. He's the reason why you have Isaiah Thomas who can't play defense. He's the reason Christian Thompson has a contract.
Is he the reason Kevin Love's playing bad?
He's the reason why Kevin Love's Kevin Love's been Kevin Love. And here's the thing. He's the reason. I'll get into it on Saturday Sports.
That's fine. Thank you. I'm glad I'm going to miss that episode.
Because he's put himself in that position.
Well, no, I'm not saying he's not, but okay. So back to the original question.
So he's
also LeBron James?
Is that cocky of him to post that, or is it inspirational? Self-reflection, what is it? But
because guess what? If you're doing something again, we're very different when it comes to the way we look at these things. I come as more of an athlete.
I actually think it's totally inspirational.
Well, I figured you would, because you're not a total asshole. But you look at it as more of just a sports person being no, he's inspiring someone. He deserves to say it. Regardless of what's going on this season, he's earned it. He's the second greatest player of all time, in my opinion. A lot closer than people want to admit.
He might be the best.
Maybe. I don't think he's the best, but he's closer than people want to give him credit for.
He might be.
Coming from an athlete, I guess you'll look at it from a report. I'll look at it from the athlete. When you're good, when you're at the top of your game, everyone's going to hate, because it's the way it works. It's you're going to hate on the person that's at the top. If this was, people were hating on Kevin Durant when he moved over. You're a baby, he moved over. You think Kevin Durant cares after winning those championships? No. Mm-hmm. When LeBron first did it, it's just a new thing we can get at LeBron about. We got on him when he left, he won. We got him when he came back, he won. We got on him now. It's just the way sports works. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm with you. I think it's fine. Yeah. I think it's a lot worse. I'd rather see that than him posting stupid shit. Him wasting money, or at a strip club like Money Mayweather. At least you're inspiring. If you inspire one person, you did something good.
Yeah, and
and it's not when it comes to the basketball side of it, LeBron's maybe an asshole. As a person, that's
literally what I was about to say. Yeah,
I don't know him personally, but from what we've seen, he's a decent human being who's giving back. And maybe he's a little full of himself, but wouldn't you be if you were the next coming to Michael Jordan? I think you'd be.
Michael Jordan's pretty full of himself too.
If Michael, remember this, people. Let's get out of our rose-colored glass, Chicago. Michael Jordan was a monster.
Yeah,
he's a terrible human being. LeBron James, when it comes to a human being, is a way better human being, father and husband than Michael Jordan ever was. Let's get that out of there open. Doesn't mean anything wrong with them. But guess what Michael didn't have? Social media back then.
That's
what changes this whole world. Social media. It's a lot easier than when you can post it instead of reading in a newspaper that no one was reading at the time. Jordan's dick,
Yeah. And last quick thing, I'm going to talk about this on Saturday as well. But who would you rather have, Jake Arrieta or Yu Darvish? Because I think they're going to sign Yu Darvish. The Cubs are. Yeah.
I think you got what you're going to get out of Jake. He's not going to come cheap anymore.
Neither is Yu Darvish.
Yeah, but we know what we're going to get out of Jake. We've seen what we're going to get out of Jake.
Which is so value in its own. Just say the devil I know opposed to the devil I don't know. Yeah. And there's a lot more harsh innings on Yu Darvish.
We already won a World Series. We can play the devil I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like we're
That's an interesting point.
And we've built a strong enough team where we can take a risk like that, and I think the reward is going to outweigh the non-reward. But I do think it is a good question. But no, I'd take new. Go new. You can afford it, and why not? It's only going to benefit you more. Because let's say you're saying Jake and he sucks. Well, okay. You saying this other dude and he sucks. At least you tried.
Yeah.
And like nothing really changes at the end of the day. I think you go for the new one. And I think Jake's time here is done. Like I think he's kind of got that vibe of like, let's go somewhere else and make your money, dude. Like no problem. Make a little bit extra if you can. Play somewhere else. Maybe a little warmer. Maybe where you don't have to do as much. I don't know. Maybe where you don't have to bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I have no problem with him going somewhere else. Like he did what he needed to do. He got his Cy Young. He got his World Series. Like he threw his no hitters. You're good, dude. You're a Cubs legend. Like you're gonna be a Cub. Like your legacy is gonna be a Cub. So we're good.
Right.
And I love Jake Arrieta. You know I love that. Half
Jake the
Puerto
Snake.
Rican bastard.
Yeah. No. So and hell, he helped them win a World Series. Two of the greatest pitch games. It was great times.
He was the one that won. You know me. I think without his game that he pitched out that no one expected, we don't win that World Series. We don't make it.
Oh, game 4?
No, game 5. When we were down. He kind of started our momentum back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was.
It might have been game 4.
Might have been game 4 because they were gonna.
No, you're right. It was game 4.
Yeah. Right. I think it was a great play. I mean, reminiscent of the 2016 World Series champions. Never gets on. Yeah, either can I. I'm so excited.
Day, you're gonna bitch out again.
I'm gonna go to everything. I already got my our
Mike
draft.
Opening day last year because he had work the next day.
Yeah.
Mike wants to. Guys, Mike sleeps.
Well, as I look at my banner and the trophy I got from, I saw them get their rings.
I was there the first day the banner was there. Dude. You're never gonna beat me.
You didn't see them go around the base with their ring.
First.
You didn't
when
see
they introduced the World Series Cubs for the first time at Wrigley Field for the first time in 100 years. I was there.
Nobody wants to hear.
They wanted the Infinity.
Nobody wants to hear your stupid face. Let's go home. Thank you guys so much for making us a part of your day. We really appreciate you guys listening to our whatever this nonsense every single week. You can follow us everywhere in the universe. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Do us a huge favor. Subscribe, rate, review, and like us on iTunes. iTunes.com/Mercado Airwaves. For all you Google users, Android users, we have you covered. SoundCloud.com/Mercado Airwaves. Every single one of our shows and reviews is brought to you by our amazing producers over at Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Check out it. We have a tier just for you if you want to hear ad-free episodes, or if you want to sponsor us and get your brand brought out to a diverse group of audience. Check us out at Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, YouTube.com/MikeMercado2333, and leave us a comment. Be part of the conversation in the community. What Oscar-nominated movies are you excited for? Who do you have in the Royal Rumble? All that fun stuff. Let us know on YouTube. And, of course, you can check us out behind the scenes, Instagram.com/MikeMercado2333. Alex, before you lose your voice and you go down to try to win some gold and trophies, what do you any last words?
I appreciate you pretending to know what we
want. I don't know what you guys want. Is it hot
trophies, jackets, medals?
Is it hot dogs?
No, it's not hot dogs.
Okay, then I don't care. Oh yeah, okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's called being athletes.
Okay.
Athletes don't eat hot dogs.
I've seen you boil like 6 hot dogs at a time.
Actually, I haven't eaten a hot dog in months, by the way. Because when I went found out what was in them, and like I always knew what was in them when I finally looked at it. Yeah, we'll talk about that at a different day. But I haven't had a hot dog in 6 months. Wait, what was that? The movies. Yeah, 6 months ago at the movies.
It was a movie hot dog. Was your last hot dog?
Okay, I'll be honest, people. I've worked at the back of those hot dog places. It don't matter where you get a hot dog from.
Fair enough.
At that point, yeah, we're gonna end the episode on that. If you're eating a hot dog, it don't matter from a gas station or home. It's bad. It's not good. Even off a grill at a barbecue, it's still eating a hot dog, dude. You're still eating 7 different animals and the butt of each of those animals. So there's no proper way to cook a hot dog.
You literally got a little bit of everything on this show.
I just killed your hopes. You're like, oh, I thought if I made it at home, it made it better.
I was hoping
that the grill. No,
I was hoping we'd make it the whole show without like ruining something in my life. Yeah,
Mike's making them right now. Actually,
let's go. All right. Alex, any last words for the fun people?
The Merc with the mouth is out. That's my new cat.
Is that the new one?
Because I'm the Merc with the mouth. Because Mike asked me for one last week and he didn't use mine on the little written thing on the page. Because in high school, Merc being our last name, I was the Mercado. Mike was Big Mercado. I was the Mercado. I'm the Merc with the mouth. It's been my nickname ever since. And Mike didn't use it last week, so we're going to start using it every week. And I have 20 more Merc sign-offs, just so everyone knows. You'll be hearing them.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves.